folks, and welcome to the Creativity Cabinet. I'm going to do kind of an unusual video today. It's kind of like a Dollar Tree haul, but I actually have not been to Dollar Tree. Again, because I found that I was just getting way too much, and too much was coming in and not enough was going out. But I decided that, I've been going through and cleaning in here and organizing everything. And I decided to do kind of a special little video about Dollar Tree, but about the things that you can get that are good for crafting, but that are not in the craft supplies area. And by the craft supplies area, I'm also kind of including where they have the kids' craft supplies and most of the floral things and the picture frames and stuff. I'm not including any of that. But these are all in kind of unusual areas of Dollar Tree that you might not think to look, but are great things for crafting. So we're going to start with baby stuff. Yes, you want to look in the baby section. I'm going to get this out. It's already been cut up, but this is a baby blanket. But isn't that a beautiful gray and white buffalo check? And basically this is just fleece, and then it's got a little finished edge on the edge of it. But it's a good way to get fleece, is to get these little baby blankets. And they're found in the baby section. Another thing to get, now this is not from Dollar Tree, but I'm just saying, baby wipes can be found at Dollar Tree. I happened to get these for free at CVS on Black Friday, but you actually can find baby wipes for $1 at Dollar Tree, and baby wipes are essential. You can do so many things with baby wipes. You can wipe up when your paint or glue or paint marker ink misfires. You can wipe that up with that. You can use it to clean rubber stamps. You can use it to clean your hands so you're not getting stuff all over your hands and face. You can use it for all different kinds of cleanup jobs. And so I recommend, barring better deals at other stores, which there sometimes are, but not always, you can get a good deal at Dollar Tree on baby wipes. They even have the Huggies brand, which is my favorite brand. So that's it for baby stuff. Then I want to go on to the beauty area. Oh, beauty and cosmetics. Oh, and I dropped everything out of there. Okay, let's just get this for a second here. I'm getting my beauty stuff here. Okay. One thing to look for is nail polish. Nail polish can have a number of crafting uses. I've used my nail polish when I did my clay cracking videos, but it can also be used for, you can do a kind of nail polish marbling technique with nail polish and water, and clear nail polish can be a really good thing that you can put over your items to protect it as a kind of sealant. And the nice thing about Dollar Tree, they not only have bottles of nail polish for $1, but they sometimes even have 2-packs. Like these were in a 2-pack, and these were in a 2-pack. So 50 cents, you can't beat that. Another item that I always like to get in the beauty area of Dollar Tree is these makeup sponges. They have a lot of good crafting uses. They're good for when you want to just take paint and kind of dab it on. And look at how many is in a bag. I mean, I got these quite some time ago, and they're still lasting me. I like to use these for fake galvanization. They're really good for that. But you get all of these. I got this whole big bag. There's probably only half of it left right now. So I got this whole big bag for $1, and tons of them in there. Let's see how many. 28. That's a lot. So that's a really good deal. So that's it for the beauty area. And then I'm gonna talk a little bit about the area where you can get greeting cards and gift wrapped and all that kind of stuff, party supplies, that kind of thing. There's 2 things I want to point out that are in the wedding section. One is these napkin rings, and they're kind of silver tone. They're actually made out of plastic, but they're very nice looking. And you can play around with these and do a faux galvanization, make them look distressed metal. And you can use them for like legs of things. Or just a bunch of different things. And they're 6 to a bag for $1. Another thing, this is not exactly what I'm telling you about, but it's close enough. There's these little buckets. Now, I happened to get these at one time or another, I think when they were having like patriotic stuff. So these are like red, white, and blue. But in the wedding section, almost always, you'll find these ones, and they're painted white. They're little white buckets, and they're so cute. And they would be really, really good for making like a kind of fake galvanization. I've done that before, for farmhouse types of things. They used to have them in 3-packs, and now I think they only have them in 2-packs. But it depends on the store. I think some of the stores still have the 3-packs. Pretty good deal. And then also, I don't know if you ever really thought of this, but of course Dollar Tree has great, great gift bags. Beautiful gift bags. I don't know why you would ever buy gift bags anywhere else, frankly, because you pay way, way more than that for bags just as nice at other stores. But I don't know if you have ever, if it ever has occurred to you, English number 1, that these gift bags could be also just used as a source of paper. Because look at how pretty this paper is that this gift bag is made out of, with the pretty butterflies. And then there's this one with the ferns on it, the kind of foil thing. You could just cut these apart and use the paper in a project. The other thing to really look for in the gift wrapping section is tissue paper. They have some really great patterns of tissue paper, especially lately. Let me just show you some of the ones I've gotten recently. Look at this. Isn't that pretty with all those mandalas on it? And oh, I've done a whole bunch of projects, a whole bunch of my blue and white projects with this. This is it's kind of a blue and white marble paper. There's this one with little robots on it. Isn't that cute? They have a whole bunch of really great tissue papers. Look at this. This is kind of like an artist abstract thing. That's kind of neat looking. So particularly if you enjoy any kind of decoupage, and then you also want to look for napkins, because they'll have a lot of really neat looking napkins, and those can also be used for decoupage like you would use tissue paper for decoupage. So let me just show you some ones I got recently. Look at these. They look like lime slices, but they fold out, like you can see that right there. They fold out to make a circle. So isn't that cool? I got one that was a lime, one that's lemon, and one that's watermelon. Such a good deal because there's just tons of them in the package. They will last you for a long time. And let me just show you a few other napkin designs. These are all Dollar Tree napkin designs, and I just think they're really cool. Take a look at that. We've got pretty mandalas, and we've got this kind of nice green thing. I think I used some of this when I was doing my St. Patrick's Day DIYs. They have this bandana pattern, which I think is really cool. It's white and black, and then they also have black and white. So that's really cool. So that's another thing. Napkins, remember that. And look in the party supply section, and of course you also want to look in the seasonal area, because they'll often will have some great napkins for the season. And I'm just going to be putting things away here as I go, so I don't have too much of a huge mess. Okay, so that's Garden Party, and let's see, what would be the next area? Oh, I know. This is my favorite one here. This is one where you really wouldn't think to do it, to look there. It's the hardware section. They have a lot of great stuff in that hardware section. Let me just show you. Now look at this package of foam mounting. It says foam mounting tape, but it's actually little squares that are on there. Isn't that cool? And look at how big that roll is. So, I mean, they also have foam mounting squares in their like office and craft area, but this was in the hardware area, and I think this is such a good deal. They have lots of tools there. Now, of course, you're not going to expect them to be the best quality. So if you're somebody who's like a big person who likes to go out in the garage and build things, these would not be for you. But if you're kind of like me and you don't really do all of that much with tools, but you occasionally need tools just for some little crafty things, these can often fit the bill. This little set of screwdrivers, I've used these for lots of different things. Like the little flathead screwdriver is really good for prying things off of like a sign. If there's something that's embellished on there that you want to take off, you pry that underneath there. Also, this is good for prying out staples, like on the back of those canvases. the little Phillips screwdriver, you can actually use that on like thin chipboard to just kind of drill a hole, just kind of do that manually. But these have a lot of uses, and it's for a buck for 6 of these little screwdrivers, all different kinds. And if something has a screw in it, you can use it to remove the screw. Pretty cool. Take a look at this. This is a framing square. I guess it has inches on one side and metric on the other, looks like. But isn't this nice? This is for $1. And, if you're somebody who really likes to measure and be very precise about things, and you really want to get those 90-degree angles, this is a very, very useful tool. And it's very sturdy, made out of metal. It'll last you a long time. Very, very good deal. Let's see. I got a little hacksaw here. Again, this isn't the greatest quality, but if you just want to cut maybe a little dowel or something, this fits the bill. I've used it. Another thing that I got that I haven't used yet, but I just thought I'd point it out, is they have a bigger saw. This looks like this. As you can see, I haven't used it yet, so I can't really vouch as to whether it's a very good saw or not. But it's there to use as a possibility, and you can't beat $1 for a saw. Recently, when I made my clock, I had this dilemma of I wanted to mount the Target clock on the kind of chipboard circle that I'd gotten at Dollar Tree, but if I just glued it on there, then you wouldn't be able to get into the battery container. And so I had to figure out a way to make that removable. Well, I found that way, and that was this. This is Velcro. It's not just Velcro, but it's like tool Velcro. It says hook and loop tape, holds up to 10 pounds. So, and this is actually done the belt. So if you need Velcro or you just need to make something that's removable, this is great. And look at how big this box is. And look at how much there is in there. That's like huge. There's tons. So that's another thing you get at the hardware section. I love this little sanding sponge. I've been using this and using this and using this. And it's a rougher grit on one side and then a finer grit on the other side. And this is really good for all kinds of uses. Like I use it to remove glitter from some of the signs, if I'm going to use a sign in a DIY. I use it to remove kind of excess glue when I've removed like labels and stuff from things. I use it to sand the edges when I do decoupage, which is a nice little trick I learned from Mama Dares to DIY. And this is just so handy. I got it a long time ago, and I'm still using it and using it and using it. So I think it's a really good deal. They have lots of tape in the hardware section, and I forgot to get one to show you, but they have tons of duct tape, and they have regular duct tape, but they also have duct tape in colors. They sometimes will have duct tape in patterns. They will have metallic and holographic duct tape, and that's all usually is in the hardware section, so you want to look for that. In addition, they also have masking tape. And I got this really nice big roll of masking tape, and I've been using it. And it's pretty good masking tape. I've just been using it for regular painting projects to keep the paint off of where I don't want it to be. And I'll show you this Dollar Tree caulk. This is useful. One of the main uses I make of this is if I'm DIYing a sign, and the sign has little holes punched in it for a hanger, but I don't really want there to be holes punched in it. You can use this to fill it in. You just squirt it in there. But another thing that this can be used for is decadent crafts. This will make an actually fairly good fake whipped cream. And I've got a hack for you. This is something I discovered totally on my own. And I will get to that when I get to the kitchen things, but I've got a really clever hack for this, this caulk. Oh, here's another favorite of mine. Furniture scratch markers. You get them in a 3-pack. They're like this. And they come in oak, cherry, and maple. 3 different colors, 3 different kind of shades of brown. These are really good for just doing small staining projects. They really are. And they're just markers, and you just rub on them. Like you can take the tumbling tower blocks and put some of this on there, and they look really nice. They look really nice, like that you've just went to a lot of trouble and stained them, but these are just markers. And it's 3 for $1. You get all 3 of these in a pack for $1 in the hardware section. The hardware section is a good place to look for wire. They have like a 3-pack, and I think they kind of vary some. Some of them will have one black and one red and one silver. I've seen those, but I think the one that I got was one black and two reds. But they have them in different colors. And this is just nice kind of medium grade wire that you can use for different projects in the hardware section. If you need some nails or hooks or things, you can get this little picture hanging kit. I think I got it for certain hangers for a particular project, and I used all of those up. But it comes with a number of different kinds of hooks, some little nails, which I think I used up all the nails in there, and some little wire. But that's useful if you just want a little bit of something like that. And then, let's see, I'm going to put my hardware items away here, back in the basket. By the way, Dollar Tree is really the go-to place for things like this, you know, containers. Oh my God, they have tons of containers of all different shapes and sizes in their housewares section. And I'm going to show you one more hardware thing, which is not in the bin here, but I want to put things back in the bin first, so things don't get all over the place. Okay, put those in there. I'll set this aside. One more thing that I found really useful, especially since I'm getting older, is this little grabber thingy. It's got like a trigger down there that's like a gun, and it makes it go like that. This can just be really handy to have it within reach of yourself. If you just drop something and it gets away from you, you can just use that to grab it. And so I'm just finding this very useful and really nice deal for $1. Okay, now moving on to housewares, general houseware areas. Now there are some obvious things. I mentioned all the containers and things that you can get, and you know, and then all the, like, you know, floral and picture frames and stuff like that. But I'm going to show you some things that you might not think to look at in the houseware section. I don't know why they don't have these in the craft area, but they don't. They have it in the houseware area. But these are awesome. These are what they call wall stickers. And they have all different kinds of them. They're so nice. Like, I made use of these in my project where I made a serving board out of 3 Dollar Tree wooden desk plaques. And I used this for the lettering. Isn't that nice? It's just peel off, stick it on. And they have all different kinds of them. And I got a bunch of, like, look at aren't these cute? That, I couldn't resist, it's little monsters. Look at these beautiful, beautiful mandalas. When I did my blue and white video, I made a lot of use of these. Aren't those beautiful butterflies? I've taken some of this off, but that used to say Home Sweet Home, and I took the sweet off, but look at that. Isn't that cute? They have some metallic ones. Look at this. These are so cool. They're very forgiving. If you misplace them, you can usually peel them back off and stick them back down. You are special. So, see, that's really cool. So, you want to definitely look for these. These are, I think, a great deal. Oh, you can also get, I should have brought some of those out. They have sets like these that are just letters. And those are also really good to get, to spell out different things. So I'm going to set these aside for the moment. A few more household things here. You'll find in the household section there's going to be a section that's going to have shelf liners in it. You want to look at that because it also will have contact paper of all different kinds. Nice big rolls of contact paper. And so I'm just kind of showing you some of the cool designs that you can get. This stuff is really fun to work with. It's also very forgiving. It's one of those things where you can, if you misplace it, you can peel it back up and stick it back down. I love this French country design. That's actually really beautiful. So, okay, that's it for general household. Now I want to move on to kitchen stuff. Betty Crocker shears. Now, this is important. They will have regular kitchen shears there. Don't get them. They're not very good. They're not very good quality. But these Betty Crocker ones you definitely want to get. These I use specifically. I don't use them for most of my crafting, but I use them specifically for tough jobs. where I need some really heavy-duty scissors, like when I cut popsicle sticks, for instance. These are really good for cutting popsicle sticks. These are actually very nice quality. I also have a pair of these at home in my kitchen. They're also just very good for kitchen stuff. But don't get the regular ones. Only get the Betty Crocker ones. They're the really good ones. Let's see. They have flour sack dish towels, and, you know, they have a lot of cute things on them, but this is also just a good source of fabric. So look at this in the back there. I've just gotten in addition to having this cute little saying, it says, "I love you from my head to my toes." It also just has this nice polka dot fabric, so I now have a source of that. And they have the backsplash stickers. Again, these are usually found with the kitchen gadgets and stuff, and they're just self-sticking rectangular, I think they're square stickers, and they're designed for kitchen backsplash, but you can use them for any kind of thing. And so this is something to definitely look for and see. Look at the top here. This is the different kinds of designs that they have. The one that I have here is this blue and white, and then I got the one with the bricks, and I got the one with the "Home is where the family gathers" thing. So these are another just nice source of a kind of self-sticking sticker paper things in wonderful patterns. If you watch Jerry Ann Henson, she has one of these. It's just a double-sided spatula, and it's a good kitchen spatula. It's the Betty Crocker brand again. But this is also really good for when you're working with hot glue. You can use it to press things down, and you're not burning your fingers like I am all the time. But I got this out so I can use it some more. But that's really good for if you work with clay, you want to get yourself one of these. This is, it's designed to be worked with dough. It's very nice quality, nice heavy metal. It's even got like inches marked on the side if you need to measure something. But this is like really good for working with clay. You can use it to like cut things. Like if you've rolled your clay out, and then you can use it to cut and make nice straight edges on things. So this is a cool thing. I got this with barbecue stuff. These are meant to be basket liners. So like, you know, you have like one of those plastic baskets, and then you put one of these in there, and then you put like French fries or something in it. That's what these are for, but this is just tissue paper, really. And it's a cute red and white check. So I just got it for that purpose, tissue paper. Plastic tablecloth. Okay, now this one I got at CVS, in the dollar area at CVS, but Dollar Tree has tons of plastic tablecloths, and they're very useful for protecting your table, and they're also useful to use as like drop cloths and things, and since they're so cheap, you can just, you know, use it and throw it away if you need to, you know. But this is good to kind of protect things from mess. And then I'll show you, they have aluminum foil pans, and I love these cookie sheets because look at this texture that's on there. That's a really cool texture. And so I've been using these, and you just cut them with scissors, and you can use them to make a kind of metal thing. Like this is probably what I cut out when I was making one of my risers, my industrial look riser. I use this to make it look like there's metal on there. And all this is an aluminum foil cookie sheet from Dollar Tree. And then, here. This is another thing to get. This is a cake decorating set, but you can also use it for decadent. And this is the hack that I was going to tell you about. I found out, let me get that out there. I found out that these little tips that go in the bag, they will fit on this. You can stick them on there, and then you can use this to make fake whipped cream. So isn't that a cool hack? I found that out when I was making some Christmas gifts this last Christmas season. And I'm sorry about this. This got put into my bag, and some food got spilled on it. But it's still a good little cake decorating set. Okay, and then let's see. We have only a few more items left to go through. Let's see. Around the fall, mainly fall and winter, they will have fleece scarves They're just like scarves to wear to keep yourself warm. But this is another great source for fleece. Look at this. This is a beautiful buffalo check fleece. And there's plenty on there. Got it for $1. In the office supply area, you want to look for this packing tape. I mean, they have regular clear packing tape, which can be useful. But I like this packing tape because it's brown KRAFT tape. And it can be useful for when you want to add something brown to something. And I've had some good uses for this. Oh, that reminds me, you can also get rolled up rolls of brown craft paper in the gift wrapping section. You want to look for that. And you also want to look for rolls of cellophane. They have that. And then let's see, anything else? Oh, teaching supplies. They usually have that right near the end of where they have all the office supplies. They'll have stuff specifically for teachers. And they have some good stuff for crafting there. They have these rolls of what's called, let's see what they call it. It's called banner art paper. But look at this. This looks like stone. So it's basically just paper that looks like stones. And then I also have another one that I've been able to make use of that is wood grain. So this will be in the teaching section. The banner art papers. Then I want to just show you this. And this I'm just showing you the bin. This is this, if you're lucky, you'll find in the teaching session. They're actually very popular and they tend to sell out really quickly. But I've still seen them occasionally. These are really nice bins. They're just a really nice size, and they have like a nice snap closure on there, and you open it up and you can put things in there. I use this bin to store my Posca pens. It's just the right size. It's awesome. And I've been using it also to store stickers. And look in here, like I have my kind of label type stickers in there. You can of course get a lot of great labels at Dollar Tree too, and in the office supply section. But this is just such a nice storage bin. So I've been getting a bunch of these. These are really good, and they don't really take up very much room. They're stackable. These are just great. They have these little trays. These are meant to be for children to basically do, like, I don't know, little math things in the tray. But they're actually really good to have when you're doing something potentially messy, like maybe when you're working with clay, when you're working with paint. I use them when I do my squishy makeovers. You can just get your little mess going there, and then when you set it to dry, you just have it on this thing, and you can just set the whole thing aside and let it dry. And so I'm finding these. I got a bunch of these. These are actually quite useful. If you like chalkboard stuff, you want to look in the teachers section for chalkboards. And they just have these. I ended up buying a whole box of them on DollarTree.com. And one of these days, I'm going to actually show you how I made these. But that's for another day. These are great for chalkboards for crafting. And then let's see. Just a few more items here. Oh, toys. Okay, the big thing to look for in toys is, and it fell out. Well, let me just use my grabber, okay? See if I can do that. Come on. There we go. Haha, I got it. Now, probably most of you have already heard this many, many a time, but just in case you haven't, tumbling tower blocks, tumbling tower blocks, tumbling tower blocks. These are really cool. They're like a mini Jenga game, and you find them in the toy section, but they're just these little wooden blocks. And a whole bunch of them comes in a set, and these are just really great for crafting. You can do all different kinds of things just when you want to add a little bit of wood to something. And like I said, if you take the little furniture scratch markers and use that to stain these, they look really nice. So that's another thing to look for is golf balls. These can actually be used to put like feet on something, like maybe feet on a bathtub or feet on some, like I could put feet on this little bin here. I mean, it requires some thinking outside the box, but golf balls are another cool thing to find in your toy section at Dollar Tree. They also have those little Barbie. They have Barbie bathtubs, and those can be DIY'd really cool to make little cool bathroom decor kinds of items. So I'm wondering if that's everything that I wanted to show you. I think that is, but this is just to kind of get you thinking outside the box about different kinds of things you buy. Oh, one more thing I wanted to show you. One more thing. I just want to show you. Now, Dollar Tree has a lot of plain wood things that are in different shapes that you find in the craft section. But I also just want to tell you that you need to also be looking for already prepared signs like this. Like I got this around Valentine's Day, and what I like is that it has this kind of, it looks like it was made out of boards, you know, that kind of edge on there. But you want to look in the seasonal area and in the home decor area for signs that are already made, because you can then use this board to make your own sign. Often all you need to do is to just flip it over. Like this one doesn't even have a label on it, so I could just flip that over and do whatever I wanted to on there. Look for these. These are really cool. They have actually very nice images on them, but it's just so nice that you have this nice big circle that you can make into whatever you want. And, you know, particularly around the holidays. So this I got just recently because they have their 4th of July stuff out there already. But look at this. This is really cool. This is a hole with a tag with a nice big hole in it. I know that Jerry Ann Henson was thrilled about that. But this can be DIY'd into something else. You can make any tag you want with the back of this. So, oh, that reminds me of something else. I'm just going to pull out a little something else. I'm going to go back into my Easter bin, which I've had to pack up since Easter is over. But I want to show you something, again, that is a possibility. Again, you want to be looking at things that you can potentially, like, even just take apart and use the pieces of. And let me just find what I'm looking for here. Oh, here we go. Like, during Easter, they had these decorations that have a whole bunch of different little things all attached together with ribbon. See, this is like a really good source to get a bunch of little wooden egg-shaped things, little chipboard eggs. You could just do the back of them, or you could paint over them, or whatever, and then you have a cute little bunny at the top. So you could just take this whole thing apart and use the pieces for different things. So that's another thing to look for, particularly in the seasonal area. Okay, well, I've had fun showing you all these think outside the box Dollar Tree ideas, and I hope you had fun watching this. Again, I want to tell you that if you feel like it's not safe for you to go out shopping, then don't go out shopping, okay? We're right now in a kind of weird gray area where for some people in some places it might be okay to go out shopping again wearing a mask, and for others it might not be. But, of course, you want to use your best judgment based on good sources in your area and the advice of your doctor, and etc. I hope you're all staying safe and well. And, as usual, stay inside and make art.